Hello everybody, and welcome to your Venus and Scorpio retrograde tarot reading. So I have to give a brief intro about this video and how it works, so please just bear with me. I know nobody likes intros, but this is actually about the reading. So any question you have will be addressed here and you won't have to ask it later. This reading is for your Venus sign. It's not your sun, not your moon, not your rising. This reading is intended for your Venus sign, since Venus is actually going retrograde. Now, if you don't know what your Venus sign is, I've left a link for a free natal chart in the description box below this video, and you'll be able to see, which house and sign your Venus occupies. Now, if you do not have your actual birth time, that's okay. You'll still see which sign Venus rules is being ruled under in your natal chart. You just won't have an accurate view of which house Venus falls into. All right, you need your birth time for your houses to be precise, but you will definitely see which sign Venus sits in your natal chart. So with that said, Venus will go retrograde on October 5th. She's going to retrograde all the way back through Scorpio, which is the 8th house, and she will return to the 7th house of Libra on October 31st, where she will continue her retrograde all the way back through Libra until November 16th. Venus returns direct on the 16th of November, and she will begin her forward movement through Libra once again. She will re-enter Scorpio on December 2nd, and then finally in January of 2019, she will move into Sagittarius, which will complete a very long transit between the 7th and 8th house energies. Because Venus is currently in Scorpio. She was in Libra, and so she's almost out of Scorpio, but here she's going to backtrack all the way back through Libra. Now, astrologically wise, the 7th house is about relationships and partnerships and balance, and then the 8th house is, intensity, transformation, endings, beginnings, shared resources, just a lot of deep, intense energy. So this retrograde is truly about a powerful release and big time change in that 7th, 8th house energy, as well as wherever Venus sits in your natal chart and which houses in your natal chart are ruled by Libra and Scorpio. Okay, so you will notice this energy playing out in your relationships, in like resources, shared resources, where you need change and transformation in your life, okay? But in your personal natal chart, where Libra and Scorpio are and where Venus is also going to be a lot of powerful energy for you. So I highly recommend you check out your natal chart with that link if you don't know it very well. And again, unfortunately, if you do not have your birth time, you will not be able to see that the houses precisely, okay? You'll be able to see where which sign Venus sits in, but the house will not be accurate unless you have your birth time, okay? So with that said, I will get started with your readings. Hello there. So this is the tarot reading for Venus retrograde for those of you that have your Venus in the sign of Libra. Now, this retrograde starts out in Scorpio, but Venus is moving all the way back into Libra. So you definitely are going to feel this quite intensely, powerfully, big time, probably big time shifts in your relationships. But also, what area of your chart does Libra and Scorpio occupy? Which houses? Also, which house does Venus sit in? Okay, because besides relationships, that is a place you're going to feel this energy quite strongly as well. Okay, but because your Venus is in relationships, just in general, that's a big time where your review and reassessment is going to take place. So I will come at this reading from that angle, but keep in mind, you know, just depending on where those things fall in your chart, you will also be impacted there, and you can use this reading for that as well. And as I'm saying that, we have mindful jump out, and it says, be aware and mindful of all that you accomplish. Relinquish the need to control and be in the present moment. Tap into the universal energy that awaits you. Wow, yeah, this is, I think, a little precursor saying, those of you with the Venus and Libra, you are going to have a powerful ride these next couple of months through this retrograde transit. So let's take a look and see what's happening as Venus begins her retrograde in Scorpio. Okay, so we have protect. Protect yourself from negative energy and harmful environments. You are a warrior on a path to enlightenment. Trust your instincts. Be strong. Okay, so, you know, as Venus moves into Scorpio, 8th house energy, you are feeling that quite intensely, and you are starting to think about your own self-interest and the preservation of you, your happiness, your resources, your future. And if there's relationships in your life, whether romantic, family, friend, coworker, really doesn't matter, that, you know, drain you, take from you, bring you down, make you sad, etc., it's like you are coming into a place of wanting to protect and preserve yourself, wanting to disconnect from those people. Also, you know, there may be some relationships in your life where you are desiring change and protection for those close to you. Okay, you could really be focused on that. But I feel this is more about you and your life and what's going on and what you've been putting up with and what you've been through. And this retrograde is causing a focus towards self. Like, you're having this recognition that as long as you always have your own back, like, you're going to be okay. You'll be, you know, as long as you're independent and you can always handle your business, nobody can control you or own you or try to push you around, all right? You are in a place of, I want to be independent, I want to be strong, I want balance, I want harmony, I want equal give and take, all right? It's not like you're asking for everything on a silver platter. You are okay with ebbs and, you know, valleys and darkness and sadness and all the things that come with relationships, but you want balance, you want fairness. You don't always want to have to pick up the slack. You don't always want to have to be the bigger person. You don't always want to be the one that's caring more, calling, texting, doing, giving, and the other person just taking, or not even recognizing your efforts, okay? It's like you are in self-protection mode. This isn't a negative thing. This is where Venus retrograde is taking you. It's like the preservation of yourself. And if that's the case, it's because that's where your focus needs to be for the betterment of you and, you know, happiness improvement in the road ahead. And wow, look at this, as Venus goes ahead and moves through Scorpio, and now she is in Libra retrograding, which is where you're at. We have the love card here. It says, it is safe to feel the splendor of love. Let go of fear and tell that special someone how you feel. Allow the truth of love to guide your heart and soul. Oh my goodness me. With this showing up as Venus is moving through Libra, and oh my God, look at what the next card out would be, balance. Boom. So we're just going to let balance hang out here in the middle, okay? How appropriate is that? Yeah, those of you with Venus in Libra, I just think that you are coming into a place of wanting balance in all aspects of your relationships. And, you know, since this is general, if you find that you've been taking too much, you know, you could be really busy, pulled in a lot of different directions, and there's certain people in your life that maybe you're not giving enough love, respect, and gratitude to. It's like you'll come into that realization through Venus retrograde, and then as Venus moves into Libra, you have this desire to let those people know, to reconnect, to have closeness, to have intimacy. All right, but also because this sits over here, I feel as Venus moves into Libra, there's a lot of people that may be returning from your past, friends, family, old flames, exes, you name it. And I think that's why we have protect here, because there is going to be like this flood of return for some of you where people want to be back in your life. They want a second chance. And, you know, I just get the sense that you're not so much open to anybody coming back to you. I mean, some of them, sure, but I feel like for most of you, because of the work that you do while Venus is retrograding in Scorpio, you achieve this balance within yourself and you're at peace and you feel a harmony, even if you did miss somebody and you did want to get back with somebody or whatever the case may be. Like, you've just achieved a peace and harmony in yourself about it. So as, you know, Venus retrogrades into Libra, if people come back, I don't know that you're so open, because it's like water under the bridge for you at that point. And you know, it has to be a pretty special somebody that you're willing to let back in. And this is even like friends and family. I don't see you wanting just anybody in your life. Like, here's this self-preservation mode where you're getting very clear with yourself about what you want out of a relationship in general, okay? No matter the relationship. And there's just this healing and harmony that takes place. And then by the time we get into Libra, the retrograde part of Venus in Libra, you're just kind of overstep. You're healed. You're in harmony. And you're not interested in picking up where you left off with anybody, really. I think there's actually some new love coming in for you guys. But let's see. If you're in an existing relationship, I think you're going to be demanding a balance, or you're going to be like, or I'm out. You know, you're just going to really put your foot down. So let's pull more information about this. Yeah, because look at what's coming out with protect. We have alignment, attune, harmonize, cycles. So yeah, there is greater for you. That's why I think, you know, anything kind of returning to you, or any sort of relationship that's just not up to par in your world right now, you're gonna do away with it by the time Venus reaches Libra. Like, there is new for you somewhere, somehow, some way, and that's what we're working on. You are aligning to that through this retrograde. And look at what comes out with love. We have owl eyes, foresee, intuition, secrets. So this here is saying, as you expand, okay, and you heal, your vibrations elevating, you're going to come into a new understanding about certain people and situations. Also, you might find out some information about certain people and situations, which makes it very easy to say, okay, yeah, I don't want to go at this again. I really thought I had feelings for you still. I really thought I wanted this, but I don't. Like, I'm just somebody else now. I'm more consciously expanded. I'm spiritually grown. Like, this is big time shift and change for you. Deep transformation where you just don't care. Like, you're not going to put up with crap. You're not going to put up with a halfway relationship. You're not going to put up with somebody who takes, who doesn't care about you. Again, if you feel like you've been neglectful and not there for certain people, you're really feeling that, and you have a deep desire to restore balance between you and that person within that relationship, like the restoration of love and harmony. All right, so let's pull some tarot and see what comes out there. So we have the Strength card, could be a Leo you're dealing with. We have the Knight of Cups. This is water energy. You could be a Leo or you could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And look at what we have out next, another water sign. Maybe, you know, I'm trying to think. So Scorpio is close. So if you're a Scorpio, this could definitely represent your energy. Next, we have the Five of Wands. And lastly, man, we have the King of Pentacles. So you have strong earth and water energy in your lineup here. And yeah, you're done with flaky people, flaky relationships. If you've been flaky, like you're over that behavior in yourself, like this is where you're like, no, I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. With this Queen of Cups sitting in the middle of your reading, this is deep. This is soul. This is, yeah, no more. And you feel it strongly. Like there's just no going back. Even if you really wanted somebody, it's almost as though through this retrograde, your energy is naturally changing and you are becoming so strong and empowered in yourself. Your consciousness is expanding and you're really working from that place, you know, with the Queen of Cups here. And anybody who's been flaky and played games and not been there, like you're done with that. You may have had an internal conflict in the past of, you know, do I hang on? Do I let him back? Do I XYZ? That's no longer the case. You're over it. You're healed. You're balanced. You are aligning to something much greater, something much more solid and stable and has longevity. And there's good soul connection. And just because we have the owl and then we have the Queen of Cups here, your intuition is going to be super on point through this retrograde cycle as well. So be sure to pay attention to your intuition and everything that it is telling you, okay? So let's pull an outcome card for you guys. All right, nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. Yeah. So this is, and look at, that sits right above this water queen. That's telling you that you can overcome anything, all right? A situation that you just feel stuck in, a relationship you never thought you were going to get over, a relationship you never thought you could get out of, secrets, anything that you feel has been hidden behind the scenes that you would never know. It's like all of that, you've got to keep an open mind. Anything can truly happen. And the more you recognize that as a personal truth, the more you align to this new energy that's trying to come into your world, okay? Also, I feel even though you may turn some people away that are trying to return into your world, with nothing as yet set in stone, they may be very persistent, and because of this retrograde energy, they may have experienced a lot of changing and transformation themselves and might be offering you a different story this time around, but you're just like, yeah, no, I don't believe you. So that's where intuition really comes into play. You know, if somebody is genuinely shifted and changed and transformed, you've got to then to decide, is it worth another go round? Because with nothing is yet set in stone, I just feel like initially you have a mind about it one way, but then your mind changes the other way throughout this cycle. So that could be about a specific person or anything else to do with this retrograde energy where your mind is set one way as we start the retrograde, and by the end your mind is completely different. And look at, here's like this crescent moon, and then we have this full moon. So there's new love coming in for you guys. There's new connections. There's new friendships. There's new romance, okay? There's people returning from the past. You guys got a lot going on here, but just remember that at the start, where your mind is at and what you think and believe, it's not going to be the same by the time you get to the end of this retrograde cycle, okay? And you are aligning to a higher vibrational situation or relationship or just way of life in general through this retrograde cycle. But it's all about the love and the relationships. And I do feel there could be a strong love connection that comes in, and you might think, oh, I don't know if I want that. I'm kind of scared. Listen to your intuition if this person is just calling your heart and soul. I feel like that's what this is about with this queen, and this love is like twin flame, soulmate type of energy. So if you meet somebody in this cycle and that's how you feel, go with it. Even if you were hoping for somebody from the past, or this person seems a bit different than what you would normally go for, do it, because you guys will have such an amazing connection with each other. Oh my gosh. So anyways, those are your messages for those of you that have your Venus in Libra. I am wishing you all the very best. Take care.